In this video, I'm going to show you how you can go from $0 to $10,000 per month as a UGC creator in 2025. This is a full-length UGC creator course for free. This is the exact process that I've used to help creators go from $0 to $10,000 in 32 days, or $0 to $7,000 per month while traveling Europe full-time, or $0 to $8,000 and leaving your job as a corporate employee. This isn't going to be your basic start a TikTok account video. I'm going to show you how you can easily build a UGC creator business so you can easily replace your corporate income and have the freedom to work from anywhere in the world. This video will show you the exact step-by-step process you need to follow so you never have to watch another UGC video again. Let's get into it. Before we start, there are a few prerequisites that you need to know so you can scale to $10,000 per month as a creator. So before we dive in, let me be clear about something. Not everyone is ready to make $10,000 per month as a UGC creator right away. There are some prerequisites that you need to have in place. First, you need to understand what UGC truly is. UGC stands for user-generated content, but really what you're doing is making videos that are ads that businesses can use to grow their companies. Unlike traditional influencers who get paid based on how many followers you have, UGC creators get paid on what kind of content they make and how well it converts for a business. When I signed my first deal with Whoop, I only had 12,000 followers on TikTok and 2,000 on Instagram, but they were paying me $3,750 every single month for only 5 videos a month. And that's because my content was converting, and that's the power of UGC. The second prerequisite is that you do need some basic content creator skills. I'm not saying you need to be a professional videographer, but you should be pretty comfortable making short form videos and have a basic understanding of what makes content engaging. If you've never posted on social media before, you can easily crush UGC. We've had a lot of creators do it, but I really recommend taking your time to post on social media and just get comfortable with it. The final prerequisite is that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a legitimate business and you should treat it with respect. It takes time, effort, and energy, but I do believe it's the best thing you can do to make an income as a content creator in 2025. So step one is building your UGC portfolio. This is going to be your bread and butter and essentially be what makes you all your money. Your portfolio is everything. Your brands don't care about your follower count. They only want to see who you've worked with, what kind of videos you make, and how comfortable you are on camera. Here's what you should include in your portfolio. The first thing is an introduction page. On this page, you should have a casual picture of yourself, not a headshot. This isn't LinkedIn. And then also have links to your social media pages. After that, you should have anywhere from 4 to 7 videos on your portfolio that actually show you having good content creation skills. I have 4 main types of videos on mine. I have green screen, voiceover, talking head, and stitch videos. By the way, you can go on Canva right now and use a UGC portfolio template and get started today. But the second thing you should have on that portfolio is your pricing structure. And I've gone back and forth on this because sometimes it's actually good if you don't have a pricing structure because you can get in contact with more brands, but if you don't have it, they will try to lowball you. It's what they do, it's business. So I recommend starting out at a $4 CPM, which again, takes a little bit to understand how much your content's actually worth, but I'll explain that later in the video. Another thing you should have on your portfolio is past brand collaborations or case studies. Businesses don't want to risk losing money to someone that's never done it before. They just want to know that other brands trust you, so it's okay for them to trust you too. And then finally, you should probably have your unique value proposition as a creator. So this can be something as simple as, I'm a health and wellness creator, or I'm a software tech creator. It doesn't really matter, but something that's specific about you that should stand out. And here's the key that most people miss. Your first portfolio doesn't need to have all the brand collaborations in the world. You don't need to be perfect. Just create some work. You can make mock videos of things that you haven't really done yet. The reason why I got my first deal with Whoop is because I love that product and I actually shared them on my Instagram and on my TikTok organically without even thinking they would pay me for it. By the way, I have my personal UGC portfolio linked in the description below. It's made me over $200,000 and yeah, just look at it, copy it if you want. It's helped a lot of people and I hope it helps you too. The structure is very simple. It's just my headshot, brief bio, and it's also video examples with clear descriptions. And then on top of that, it's services, pricing, testimonials, results, and then just contact info at the end. Your second step is understanding your value as a UGC creator. One of the most common mistakes UGC creators make is underpricing and undervaluing yourselves and your time. When I first started, I set my rate at $500 per video, and then I offered 4 videos for $1,500, so essentially 1 free. And to my surprise, when I sent this to the first few brands, they said, that looks great. We'd actually like to add a couple more videos, and it blew my mind. I couldn't understand that a brand would do that, but it's because they saw that I had worked with other bigger brands before and they believed in me. So a sponsored post on your main feed, you can charge even more than a UGC video, because not only are you making the video, you're also posting it and using your audience to validate it. So if you're starting at $500 per UGC video, you can ask for $1,000 for a sponsored post on your main feed. Brands may not like this, but they'll probably do it. And then on top of that, you can actually add usage rates. So usage rates, you can add an additional 50% to 100% of whatever the base pay is for that video. But what really matters, even more so than the dollar amount, is making sure that your content converts, because if it does, they will throw you the bag on the next project. They will not stop working with you and they'll pay you more. When I was working with Whoop, I actually got 3 different contracts with them. The first one was $3,750 a month. And then the second contract with this was a 3-month extension, and they gave me a 20% increase in my rates because the videos performed so well. And then once that 3-month extension was up, they gave me another 20% raise in my rates for 6 months. So here are the conversion elements that actually made those videos do so well. The first one was that I used really good visuals. I totally believe in making the product stand out and not just recording with a blank wall behind you. Even for this video, I take pride in where I'm filming. Nice glass windows with good lights behind me, that means something to me. And if you're able to do that in your videos and have good lighting and a good scene, you'll actually make your videos perform much better. On top of that, authentic storytelling is one of the best skill sets you can develop ever. And that's why I love UGC, because it teaches you things like that and how to tell a really good story. Probably the most important part is a really good call to action. So different brands will have different things that they're promoting at different quarters or times in the year. If it's Q4 and it's Black Friday, they might have you do a different call to action where you're incentivizing the audience to go buy it right now during Black Friday weekend. And so it's important to know what time of the year you're in so that you can use a good call to action, which will increase the conversions in your video and make a brand happy. When I work with brands like Whoop or Kane Footwear, they are not just paying for the video. They are paying to make money. They're expecting to pay me $1,000 and make $3,000 plus from that video. That's how it works. So step 3 is actually landing deals. So obviously you can get inbound deals, but most importantly, you need to know how to treat UGC as a business so that you can always have new deals coming in. And this is through outreach. So this brand outreach system that we use actually works, and here's why. Most creators fail at brand outreach because they're doing it completely wrong. They're sending generic emails and the brands pretty much ignore them 99% of the time. Here's what you should do instead. There's a 3-tier approach. The first one is a warm introduction. This is where having connections in the industry is ultimately huge. It makes all the difference. In my community, I literally introduce creators to brands every single day. It's probably one of the easiest way to get deals as a creator ever. And if you're just starting alone, just focus on building good connections, not just with the other brands that you're working with and who you're getting in contact with, but creators. Make sure you're building a solid network of creators, because oftentimes a brand will go to a creator and be like, do you have any other creators to work with? Like, you've been great. And those creators can also introduce you to those deals as well. The other way you can do outreach is through strategic cold outreach. Now, I obviously hate this, so I just make UGC content on my personal brand occasionally, and brands come and reach out to me, but it's been great. But occasionally I'll see a brand that I really want to work with. An example of this would be Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers is a home delivery meat service, and recently I just bought their $250 a month meat delivery service, and I was like, you know what, this is great. I would love to get this $250 of meat free, plus get paid to make videos for this company. It's fantastic. So what I ended up doing was going on LinkedIn, researching their brand and their paid social managers. That's an important title to look for. And then getting their LinkedIn and then sending them messages on LinkedIn and emailing them. And when I do outreach like this and it's very cold, I always start with, hey, whatever your name is. I make high converting UGC videos for brands like Whoop and Kane. If you want those videos too, let me know. I just got my first order of whatever it is, and I absolutely love the product and I love to work with you. Let me know if you're interested. We're happy to discuss. Just something really basic like that, where it's like, oh, they got my product, they like it, and they're good at what they do, and it's straight to the point. A lot of people are like, hey, can we hop on the call? Like, I want to ask you questions. Like, none of that. No one has time for it. Just tell them exactly who you are and what you can provide them. And then probably even more important than doing that is just tracking this person that you've messaged in a spreadsheet and messaging them later in the week or maybe next week. People don't follow up. If you're willing to follow up, you're gonna make 50, 100% more money than you would otherwise. One of my favorite ways to get brand deals is through working through different applications. So Companies like SideShift are platforms where you can go on their site and apply for deals, and you'll get hit up very, very often on there. And that is one of the most consistent ways to get deals right now. Another one would be Home from College, which is kind of like a SideShift competitor. I like SideShift better. The Right Fit is another UGC platform. Billo, a lot of creators in my community do enjoy using Billo, and Fiverr or Upwork are classic ones to find as well. And that is like a surefire way to get a good start and your foot in the door. By the way, this is an email template that you can use when you're reaching out to brands. I'll just put it up on the screen right here. But essentially you just in the subject line put, UGC content for blank, and then just put your name and creator. After that, you just put the first line, just hi, whoever you're talking to, insert their name. And then I've been following whatever the brand's name's recent campaign around whatever product they're launching. And I love how you're positioning this. I'm a UGC creator in your niche, whatever the niche is of that brand, with experience creating conversion-focused content for brands. And then you list what brands you've worked with. And then that highlights whatever that product's benefit is. And then the final sentence you say is, I've attached my portfolio, which includes examples of content I've created that generated X results. Again, you're using social proof here. It's extremely important. The more you can talk about case studies and social proof in your messaging, the more that they are likely to reach out to you. And then you just say, would you be open to discussing a collaboration? Best from Owen or from whoever you are. Put your portfolio link, put your social handles, send it off to them. And then step 4 is creating content that converts. I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but this is still where most creators struggle. So I want to talk about getting into that correct video mode. One of the most common ways to do this is by making a really good hook. This is just required on every video, but you can create curiosity or present a problem. This is common in UGC. It's problem, solution, feature, benefit. Okay, we'll go over that in a second. But essentially, your hook can be something like, I've tried 20 different protein powders and they all sucked, or they all get chunky, or if you struggle with morning energy, or this $30 gadget changed my entire routine. Just some sort of hook like that kind of explains a problem. And so people know, oh, that's something I'm dealing with. What is this about? And you just want a good hook like that. The next thing after the hook is the buildup. And so for 5 to 10 seconds, just establish credibility for who you are. If you're doing a fitness brand and you're trying to promote protein, like I've tried 20 different protein powders and none of these can work. I was training for my recent bodybuilding prep, and I found this protein. So that's kind of how you build it up. You establish that credibility, and you probably want a visual of you actually training for that thing, and then you show the protein powder. The next thing you want to do is introduce a solution. So again, you want your buildup to have maybe a couple sentences in there, things like explaining the pain point in detail, sharing your personal experience, and building an emotional connection. And then after that, you get into the solution, which is showing that product in action. If it is protein powder, actually pouring it into your juice or whatever the hell protein people do. And then you explain specific results that you get and you demonstrate those results. Social proof is also really good here. Like, oh, people come up to me and keep asking me what protein powder I'm drinking because I'm looking shredded. Like stuff like that usually converts pretty well, to be honest. But if you're able to do that, and then you have a good call to action at the very end of your video, you'll go from a video that's decent to a video that's all of a sudden converting very, very strongly. That is the difference maker, is having that strong call to action at the end. And a call to action is just essentially telling people exactly what to do. By the way, you can get this right now in the link, but you should hurry up because I think there's only 10 left in stock or something like that. Or they usually clear up for the holidays, or usually around Black Friday, there's not many left. Stuff like that is a good call to action, and it incentivizes people to buy right now. And again, people know if you align authentically with a product or not. Brands know, consumers know, so try to just be authentic as possible and work with products that you do love. That's a huge part of this. Step 5 is scaling beyond 10K per month. So once you're at that 5 to 10K a month range, your goals should change, because now you can treat this a little bit like a business, to where you have cash flow confirmed every single month from your retainer deals that you can actually pay an employee to do things for you or scale your business. One of those would be hiring a virtual assistant. So I used to do this. I used to pay a virtual assistant for 1 hour a day, and I would pay them $5 an hour. So $150 per month, and I would tell them to send 100 emails on my behalf every single day. And this actually helped me scale very, very well, because I was able to be a little bit pickier with what brands I wanted to work with. So it was great. I got to just pick the best brands that were replying to me in emails. The next thing, of course, is building recurring relationships. So don't let those deals fall through. Always negotiate and try to have a 6-month, 3-month contract at the worst if you can, because that will allow you to just future-proof your income as a creator. And how you do this is with the retainer pitch. So a brand will say, hey, let's try out a couple videos. And you say, I would love to, but but is there any way that we could put on contract that, if these perform well, we have 2 more or 3 more months so that we're continuously making videos? Because I already work with a few brands and they are on retainer. I would like to just give you 4 to 5 videos a month at a flat rate. That way you know exactly what it costs, and then you have a steady stream of ads so that you don't run into ad fatigue, which is what happens when an ad performs for a little bit and then starts fatiguing and the performance gets worse. You can also upsell brands. So at the end of these contract agreements or whatever, you can essentially tell them like, oh, I'll add in some static ads, or I'll help you do your email content, or I'll help you with your social media management. There's all these different things as a UGC creator that you can add on to your main UGC package of making ads for the business. As you start working with more and more brands and scaling your UGC business, please take your time to make at least 1 to 2 posts a day on Instagram or TikTok and document you building your UGC business. Your personal brand is one of the most important things that you can do. I've done this for myself, and I promise you it has led to so many more brand deals and money opportunities. I'm so glad that I actually did that. I really wish more people would do that when they start having success as a creator, and just tell people honestly what you're doing. You can help a lot of people. And the more that you do this, you can charge more premium rates, work with more businesses that you want to work with, and just have more opportunities. So here's a case study breakdown on how my creators achieve these results. About 3 months ago, I had a creator, Thomas, join my creator community, and Thomas made $10,000 in his first 32 days as a UGC creator. So Thomas was working on his ecom brand, and he's very smart and a good creator. He has about 10,000 followers on his personal account, but he never really monetized it before, and he was struggling to make money with his ecom brand. So he came to me and he said, Owen, I know I can do content. I'm confident in myself. How do I make money with UGC? And so I said, Thomas, no problem, I got you. Here's what we do. So we set up his portfolio. We got him some introductions to brands in his very first hour of joining our community. And he's vouched for that. He always says, yeah, I remember you got me my first deal in the first hour. And so he was already making $1,500 in his first hour. And so he got a head start, really, is what it comes down to. That's why our creator community is so good, because we offer those brand deal opportunities for people that are good creators. And if you're not a good creator, it's not really a problem, because we can just train and teach you. And that's the whole point of the community. So you get to interact with all these creators that are successful content creators. And then we have Leah, and Leah's been traveling around Europe doing UGC. And she makes about 7K per month by just making videos for brands. And she makes TikToks, and she really doesn't work all that much as a creator. She kind of just does whatever she wants. And yeah, she makes about 7K per month. It's a pretty good life. Leah came to me knowing that she wanted to make content a career, but she didn't really know how or much about it yet. So I introduced her to UGC, made her a portfolio, ended up getting her some brand deals with some apps. I think her first deal was about $500 with a company called Oasis, which is a mobile app, and it went well. And then from there, she realized, oh, the money's real and I can do this. And so she started scaling it up herself, and she's been incredible. One of my favorite stories is John, and John is an incredible creator, but he didn't really start that way. He started from literally zero. But recently he just told me that he's actually quit his job to do content full-time after getting to 8K per month as a content creator. So one of the ways John's been able to do this is not just UGC, but also TikTok Shop. So we do teach both. And I'm personally haven't done a lot of TikTok Shop, but we do work with a lot of brands that want TikTok Shop creators from us. One of those examples could be Ketone IQ. And I really, really recommend also learning the skill of TikTok Shop if you can. The difference is UGC has a lot of consistent retainers, but TikTok Shop, you can have one viral video and make, 5 grand overnight, essentially. So John does both, and he grinds TikTok Shop, doesn't make that much from it because it is a little inconsistent, but his UGC deals give him a good consistent income every month, and he's been able to leave his job because of that. So this is the creator economy advantage. Here's why UGC is exploding right now and why you need to get in. Brands are shifting their budgets from traditional advertising to UGC because, one, it has higher conversion rates. On top of that, it's more authentic, it's more trustworthy, and it's actually significantly more cost effective than, paying for an ad in a Super Bowl commercial or paying an influencer $10,000 for a video. You can pay a UGC creator who's arguably just as good but just doesn't have the followers yet for a fraction of the price. But for you, $500 or $1,000 is pretty good. You probably take it. And actually, I just saw a stat that in 2025, it's the first year that traditional media will bring in less total revenue than the content industry, which is insane. TikTok Shop alone has brands spending millions like many millions on TikTok shop content. These brands will pay creators thousands and thousands of dollars and give away cars and Teslas and phones and all this, and watches, all this crazy stuff to people just to make iPhone videos for them. And that's the crazy part, is as long as you have an iPhone, you can do this and you can make a significant amount of money consistently. And all this opportunity just creates even more content opportunities and careers for creators. Whether you're brand new, you've been in the space for a while, or you're just looking to make some consistent money off of your following, this is a great path for you. With all that being said, these are some common mistakes to avoid that kill UGC creator careers. So let me just save you some months of frustration and anger by just going over like 4 or 5 mistakes that you can easily avoid. One of them is focusing on your follower count. Please do not do this, okay? It's more important to treat UGC like a business, do outreach, hire a VA, make sure you're organized, and just get more inbound, okay? If you have a lot of followers, it's not gonna translate to you getting more deals right away. Brands don't care if you have 100K followers. If you don't sell products, they will not pay you. If you have 0 followers, but you sell products, they will pay you. The second mistake is undervaluing how much your work is actually worth. If a brand is making $100,000 off your videos, they will pay you a good portion of that. They will pay you 30K, 40K, maybe even $50,000 if you make them 100K. And if you gave me 50K and I gave you 100K, wouldn't you just keep doing that? That's essentially what it's like. The third mistake is not treating UGC like a business. It is a business. You can do this full-time as a freelancer. You just need to actually treat it as a business and not just on a whim and be unprofessional. It is so common for creators to not be professional and follow deadlines and just be timely and punctual. So if you can do that, you'll set yourself apart. A final mistake that happens to a lot of creators is, let's say you get 2 or 3 consistent monthly deals and you're like, oh my gosh, the money's coming in, I can handle this, no problem. So you just start accepting more and more deals until you're just overworked and you burn out. Do not do this. It's not worth it. You're gonna be doing this game for a long time. So I recommend anywhere from 3 to 5 consistent brands a month, and don't go more than that. The final mistake that I see creators make is not building lasting long-term relationships based on their content. One-off deals are fine for starting out, but as soon as you can, you should be incentivizing the brand to give you a monthly long-term relationship contract. The more often you can do this, the more money you'll make. So look, the information that I just gave you is completely free and it has the complete ability to change your life. It has changed my life. Say that like, you know, I swear to you that this has absolutely changed my life and I really do want you to take advantage of this. It has the power to completely change your financial situation, and I really hope that you just took some notes and were able to get some information that will change your life. At this point, you have 2 options. You can try and implement all of this yourself, spending the time, money, and headaches of figuring all of this out step by step, and all the problems you will 100% face if you're doing this for the first time. I get it, I've been there. So the second thing you can do is get help from an expert that's helped over 500 creators build UGC businesses that are completely powering their lives. And you can do this with my proven system that has really solved all these problems that you're about to experience for the first time. You will inevitably face these problems, so you can just do it right the first time if you want and work with me. And if we're being honest, if you're not already making about 10K per month as a UGC creator, then you probably do need that help. That's why I want you to click on the first link in the description below and just get more information about my creator community and see if it would even be a good fit for you. If you're a creator that has kind of already tried this and you send hundreds of emails and you're not getting introductions, I can make that a lot easier with some more brand intros if you want. I can teach you everything you need to know about negotiation, and I can have you making 5 to 10K a month in 32 days, like Thomas, one of our students. So if you're ready to stop sending emails and spinning your wheels in your corporate job, trying to figure out how people are making a content income, click the link, join my UGC community, and we'll actually get you results, getting you to $5,000 to $10,000 plus as a UGC creator. This is how you can finally escape the 9-to-5 grind. I did it. I had a sales job after college. I left it to do UGC. I am literally where you are. I totally understand.